Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel, and if you're new here, you're extremely welcome. I'm Jane and my husband Mike does everything behind the camera. We're British, we've got no debt, we're mortgage free, and we live a thrifty, frugal and money saving life here in Brittany in northwest France. And every Friday we bring you something food related. Sometimes you'll see meals of the week, sometimes you'll see something I'm cooking, I'm batch cooking, or I'm meal planning, and sometimes, like today, you are going to see a shopping haul. Now, we have a budget of 400 euros per month for all food, all drink, all toiletries, cleaning products, everything. And the shopping that you're going to see today is not normal for us. We are leaving this property and relocating 1,000 kilometers away in a few weeks. So what you're going to see at the moment are things that are quicker, things that are easier, things that are sometimes junk food, high processed food, things that I wouldn't normally do, but I'm really not cooking at the moment. And although what you're going to see is far from perfect, it's much cheaper than us eating out. It's much cheaper than us buying ready-made whole meals, for example, that we would just put in a microwave. For example, buying a carbonara that we would just microwave. So we're doing as best we can to stick to our budget. And to be honest with you, we could do better. And you're going to see some snacky stuff here today. And to be honest with you, the amount, if you've ever relocated, you will know there is so much to do. Your head is in a tailspin. And to be honest with you, the fact that there's some potato chips and chocolate on the table, you know, I could quite easily have a couple of glasses of red wine a night just to get me started. And I very rarely have an alcoholic drink other than sort of Christmas time or birthdays or special occasion. And it's definitely not something I want to get into the habit of doing. So let's have a look at what we bought. I spent 92 euros 74. And there's not a lot here for that. And what we will do on the end screen, we will put what 92.74 is in dollars, in pounds, in Canadian, in Australian and New Zealand. And we usually pick out one more currency. So let's get going. And I'm going to just go down my list. I haven't written on anything today. I'm going to go down my list and I'll just tell you what things cost. First of all, we've got 4 baguettes, and that's Mike's bread for the week. Those 4 baguettes were €2.80. We have then got frozen potato wedges, which was €1.03. The next thing we've got here, it's a good thing for Mike to have for breakfast. We'll just stick them in the toaster. We've got waffles. Waffles were $1.32. Then we've got mini cucumbers. I like to eat these just as a snack. I get a bit peckish, I'll have a couple of these. If you've never had them, they're like the cucumbers that you pickle. I particularly like those. So next thing I've got here, I have got sliced Emmental. You're saying, why are you not buying it in a whole block, Jane? I'm just doing anything that makes my life easier. And that's $1.94. I've got a chunk of cheese, this one here, quite a heavy chunk of cheese, and we'll just have that with salad. That is $2.72. And I've got rosti, which is a bit like British people's version of a hash brown, was $1.85. I've got fromage râpé fondant. This one here, this one here, I think it's good for melting, good melting cheese, was $2.25. I've got what British people call fish fingers. Again, good thing for Mike to have with his dinner. He'll have a few of these from the air fryer, a bit of salad, wrap it up in a tortilla wrap, bit of mayonnaise. That's a very quick and easy meal for me to make for him. Then over here, This is, I would call this emotional support chocolate. I've got one with nuts and orange in is $2.16, and one with caramel, chunks of caramel, is $1.98. I've got 12 tortilla wraps. Again, something I can do, and really quick meal for Mike is just a wrap, some salad, anything I've got to go in it really. $2.69. And then I've got back here, I've got grated Emmental, $1.54. Then I've got a kilo of chicken slices here. This was a good deal. I will split this into packs. Again, I'll probably even chop it before I put it in the freezer bags and get it into the freezer. And that was $8.99 a kilo, really good. This is a treat for us. This is, you can see it's not very big. It's the size of my hand, but it is entrecote. It is not a milk cow. Lots of beef we get here isn't good, and it is a milk cow. But that is not even half a pound. So no, 500 grams is a pound, just over half a pound, so just over 8 ounces. And that was €10. Just that. The next thing we've got here is a bottle of port for Mike. He's doing an awful lot behind the scenes at the moment. He's dealing with all legal stuff, all money stuff, all of the paperwork of moving from our bills here to our bills in the south. And the bottle of port is $5.45. Just like to have a glass of that in the evening, don't you?
I do like it.
Just a glass of that. The next thing we've got is milk. That's 96 cents a bottle. The next one we've got here is cream cheese with garlic and herbs. Now those are 81 cents each, and I'll tell you what I do with these. I will sometimes put it in a wrap for Mike with some salad. Alternatively, 1 pot of that stirred through cooked pasta with a few vegetables is a very quick and easy meal for us. Next over here, I've got a bag of potatoes for $1.99. I've got a jar of mayonnaise for $1.27. I've got a tin of olives for $1.50. Olives are the kind of things that I like to put in a salad. Mike doesn't like olives, I like olives. Next thing I've got is what I call, what British people call these pot noodles. We very, very, very rarely buy these. And this is a mistake on Lidl's part today, that they should have been buy 2, get 1 free, but they did not come up through the till. The shop was absolutely rammed. I had no desire to have a debate with the cash lady at the fact that one of these should have been free. So these were $1.27 each. They should have worked out at 89 cents each, but hey ho, it is what it is. I've got a bag of sugar, $1.29. And this is to make my life easy when we go. So if you've never, we do not have calcium in our water. Not a lot. We have a little bit, a wee bit. But if you have the taps, the tiles, and anything like that, and you use a calcium spray on it, and it just brings it up really clean. Yes, I could use vinegar, but I don't have any vinegar left, so I bought that. And that was 94 cents. A bottle of vinegar is about the same price. Then what have I got over here? I've got these tomatoes. So that's like £1 in weight. So 500 grams of cherry tomatoes is $1.89. And then I've got potato chips. And like I said at the moment, you know, I don't normally buy junk food, don't normally buy potato chips, but this is the kind of thing at the moment that it would be good that if I make Mike a wrap or I do him some kind of salad, is to put some potato chips on the side. He likes the salt and vinegar ones and I like the chicken ones, and I have got a fly that is irritating me. So this one is 160 and this one is 167. I've got one cucumber at 119. I've got a melon at 265. The cheaper melons were rock hard and not very edible. This one is a bit more expensive at 265, but we'll give it a go. The next one over here is salad composé. This whole bag here was 120 and it's all washed and ready to go. It just makes my life easy. Normally, I don't shop like this, remember. I am just about getting ready to go. And if, like I said, if you've ever moved house, you'll know how busy we are. The next, so salad composé, 120. Pomme bio couleur. Right, okay, we're here. So this one here is 99 cents. And then I've got this bag here is also 95 cents. We'll have that and some steak probably for our lunch today. I've got bags of red onions. We just eat these raw, sliced in a salad. I've got peppers. Again, I just chop them up. We eat them raw in a salad. I've got 12 eggs, 2.88. Mike, who hasn't even had his breakfast yet today, he's got a pain au raisin, 69. A Suisse, which is like, it's a pastry with chocolate in it, 59. This here, I'm living on coffee at the moment, 4.85. If you're familiar with our channel, you'll know that our shopping at the moment is a bit different. I thought you might be interested to see how much junk food actually costs in France, how much snacks cost in France, what does a bar of chocolate or a bag of chips cost in France, what does a bottle of booze cost in France, what does a cleaning product cost in France. I just thought you might find it interesting. I thought I'd answer a few quick questions now in case you're here for the very first time. Do we shop in markets, local markets? Not all the time. It's not that we never shop in markets, it's that we do it infrequently. The majority of the times we shop at the supermarket. We also do not do that French thing of just popping to the shops daily. And we don't do that because we don't live near the shops. We don't live near shops. We've got an Intermarché at the end of our street, and it is what I would call one of the more highly priced supermarkets. It would be a very expensive way. So I do still stick to that kind of British way of shopping, of doing a big shop once a week, getting meat and freezing it, breaking the pack down and freezing it, and doing things like eating the salad first and then moving into the meals. And by the end of the week, our meals have got frozen vegetables in it. So what else could I tell you? Do I shop at the local boulangerie? Occasionally. It's never and never. Do we buy pastries and things like that at the local boulangerie? Occasionally. We don't normally buy Mike any patisserie. It is an occasional thing. We don't normally, you will have never seen me buy something like a pot noodle on the channel before, but it is just a good thing for me to say, for Mike to say, I'll tell you what, I'll do myself some boiled eggs and some noodles and I'll call that dinner. Whereas for me, I would have like, for a meal, I would have something like 4 boiled eggs and some salad. And I might have some gluten-free bread with that because I don't eat the pastry products that you've seen here. But I might, because, you know, I'm having emotional support chips at the moment, or emotional support chocolate, have something like that on the side. Thanks for watching. I told you things are going to get a bit weird and a bit food-wise. They're going to get a bit more diverse. But like I said, it is still cheaper than if we went out and bought like a ready meal, and it is still much cheaper than if we went out to eat. We'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.